Everyone, I'm on an undercover mission to find out which day has the most R's in it. I'm gonna start out with today. I think it might be a good lead because there's a review today, and we're gonna be reviewing the Thermoflask water bottle. Stay tuned for more. Hello everybody, we're back for Smart Stuff, and today we're going to be reviewing the Thermoflask water bottle. That's right everybody, we're going to be reviewing the Thermoflask water bottle. I love this thing. TLDR, TLDR just straight out the gates, I think that I think it's a better Hydro Flask. And if you want a specific color of Hydro Flask, then by all means. But if you're trying to get this size, which I don't know how much it is, but I kind of assume it's 42 ounces. I kind of just guessing though. I'm really bad at judging like quantities and distances and stuff. So maybe don't listen to me about the ounces. But if you want to get like this size water bottle, I recommend getting this one. I think it's really nice. Truly. But that's the TLDR. So we're going to be reviewing that water bottle today. And yeah, so let's hop right into it, everybody. Here's the deal. I personally, if you guys are wondering from last week's episode, we were talking about, sorry, this is my multivitamins. I have to eat my B12. Okay, I have to eat it. And we were talking in the last episode about what everybody's favorite cap type was. There's like the twist off cap, there's the chug cap, which is like a twist off and then a little twist off, and then there's the straw cap, right? I personally like chug cap. I like it the best because I like that this can be really sealed and that this is like a smaller one. You just go do, 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 and then you sip, right? I like that. And yeah, so I think that something that is worth noting is how it compares to the competition when you're talking about things like this kind of water bottle. In my experience, Hydro Flask, Coldest water bottle, Thermoflask, they all have basically the exact same technology for actually keeping your drinks cold or hot. So frankly, the difference between those, at least in like how cold is keeping your drink, the difference is like negligible. And because of that, like, I don't think that that's really something that you have to take into consideration. Like, maybe there are slight differences where it's like, oh, the coldest water bottle and the Yeti are like colder. I remember reading things like that, but like in personal experience, it ends up not making almost any difference whatsoever. So then you kind of have to look at what other things are different about the water bottles, right? You can get third-party boots for thermoflasks and for hydro flasks. But here's something to note. If you get a boot for a thermoflask, it will cover part but not all of the logo. And that could bother some people, okay? I get bothered by some little things. This is not one of the little things that bothers me. But you can tell that I get bothered by little things by the way that I only have 3 stickers on this whole water bottle, and they're like very strategically placed. Like if I had to replace this water bottle, I would freak out about the sticker placement. Also, I love them. Slippy, Kayon, Melee, 3 wonderful things. 2 of them are Melee. But yeah, and even on this, like I have no stickers on the whole thing where the coldest is because I want it to just be bright and yellow, but then I have Pikmin at the bottom. So like I'm very particular with my things. So I can relate and understand this may be a deal breaker for some people. If you get a boot, which is something I recommend because it makes it so that your stuff doesn't move. It doesn't, you can set it down. It won't move. It won't dent as easily. Like it's just, I think it's a wise, like $5 investment into your water bottle. And yeah, I mean, like, I think it's a good idea. So if you don't like that half of the logo is covered up, then you probably should just go with like a Hydro Flask or a Yeti or some other kind of water bottle. But what I think that this water bottle does better than a Hydro Flask, hear me out guys, is the chug cap. So Hydro Flask recently has found out that most of the people that are buying their water bottles don't like straw caps. And because of this, they're starting to let people that sell hydro flasks, like, have special deals on specifically straw caps. So, for example, there's a store near me where if you buy a hydro flask that has a twist off or a chug cap, then you get a free straw cap. Like, they just give it to you for free because they don't think they're going to be able to sell them very often. And they don't want, like, one of their products to seem like it's not selling, I guess. I don't really know the reason why, but I do know that they have found that straw caps are not as effective, and they've very recently introduced chug caps, where it's one cap in the middle that's like the standard base size, and then a smaller cap, and for hydro flasks, it's in the dead center, and it's its own cap. For the Thermoflask, you can see when I screw this off, it is attached to a piece of plastic that's on a hinge here, right? So you would think, oh, but when you drink, isn't it going to go bam in your face? Listen, everyone, listen. Oh. Well, okay, it kind of clicks. It kind of clicks, okay? You hear the click? There's like a, here, listen, everyone. You're mostly hearing like metal sound. But do you hear that click? There is a click in there, I promise. And basically that means that it's locked into place. So like, you see, no matter how I twist it, I wasn't trying to drink very much water. It's quite late, and I don't like drinking a lot of water before I go to bed, because sometimes I wake up and I've had too much water, and then I wake up and my bladder is full and my side really hurts, and I can't tell if I have to go to the bathroom or if I have appendicitis when I wake up. And it's really annoying because I feel the pain on the right side of my body as well, which is where appendicitis is. And I know this because I look it up every single time I wake up in the morning and I'm hurting. And then I go to the bathroom and it's fine every time. But here's the thing. Imagine it is appendicitis. So I can't just say, oh, I have to use the bathroom, but I'll get up in like 5 minutes. I have to get up now, because if going to the bathroom doesn't fix this problem, I have to go to the hospital immediately. And because of that, I don't like drinking water in the morning, because it will make me have to get up early in the case that I may have appendicitis. You follow? Regardless, what on earth? Oh, okay, but I was not drinking that much, but when I tilted it upside down, you saw that the cap didn't come and hit my face. It locks into place, right? And what I like is that you can screw it off. It's still attached, but it won't bother you. For hydro flasks, the chug cap is its own small cap that you take off and now have to hold while you drink the water. What's the point of the chug cap at this point? It's just as frustrating. Like, something wonderful about this chug cap is you take it off, but there's nothing to hold. You haven't lost anything. You can just drink and then screw it back on, but it's always sitting there. But if you have to take off the chug cap, you may as well just be taking off a normal cap. The point of the chug cap, for me at least, isn't just that it's smaller. I don't have that small of a mouth. I think I have a big mouth even. But if I have to hold the chug cap instead of it being attached to the lid, what's the point? Another wonderful thing about this bottle is that it has rubber around the cap. This is something that Hydro Flask does not have, as far as I am aware. So you can pull it and open it much easier, and that means that you can be more comfortable. Okay, so let's say you aren't very comfortable with twisting on and off bottle caps. That may lead you to twist it on less tight and get a less powerful sealing effect. So your water will not be cold for as long because it's not sealed as much, because you're not confident in being able to take off the cap. Because the rubber is here, it's easier for you to take off the cap. This may lead you to be more confident in taking off the cap, and therefore you are more likely to tighten it farther, and in doing so, make it so that you can seal the cold in better. I don't really have anything to show you on the inside. I mean, you know, there's not a whole lot to say about the technology. It uses the same kind of rubber that that other bottles do, where like the metal part of this goes around here, and then when it screws in at the top, it touches the rubber, and it will go. I don't know if you heard the little squeak. That's metal against rubber, and now it's like suctioned in there, and that's trying to keep the seal as powerful as possible. That's the same kind of technology that's in here with the coldest water bottle. If you look in there, you can see the rubber. If you look in there, you can't really see it, but you can see dirt. Go back to last week's episode to figure out more about the coldest water bottle and if it's for you. It isn't. But yeah, the Thermoflask, I really highly recommend it. The only real downside is that it says Thermoflask right here, and it will be covered up by a boot if you get it, right? But their logo is pretty cute and pretty small. It's very easy to cover up with stickers. And I do believe that their color selection is not as good as, say, Yeti or Hydro Flask. But if you're in the market for a water bottle, I really like this size of Thermoflask. I think it's a wonderful water bottle. I love it dearly. It's been my main water bottle for years. And yeah, I honestly cannot say enough good things about it. So, I'm curious if you guys are bothered by the Hydro Flask chug cap in the same way that I am, right? So again, to reiterate, my problem with the Hydro Flask chug cap is that it's like there's the main cap, right? That's normal. And then in the center of that, there's a smaller cap. And when you screw that smaller cap off, it's not connected to the larger cap in any way, which means that you have to hold it in your hand, right? And when you hold it in your hand, that defeats the whole purpose of the chug cap, I feel. Someone else may feel, no, the purpose of the chug cap is to make the opening smaller to drink from. I personally feel that a large part of the draw of the chug cap is that you can screw it off and then not have to hold something. So you can just hold the water bottle with your one hand, your other hand is still free. But you've unscrewed your water bottle and are now drinking from it, and you don't have to use a straw cap, because I don't like straw caps. They just always end up having problems. I don't know, man. Hydro Flask agrees, apparently. Nobody wants their straw caps. So everybody, comment below if you feel the same as I do about the Hydro Flask chug cap. Then I need you to comment below, Batpeg, I agree, the Hydro Flask chug cap is whack. And if you disagree, if you don't really care and you think, whatever, the Hydro Flask chug cap is fine and the Thermoflask one isn't better at all, then comment below, Batpeg, I would use the Hydro Flask chug cap. I would use it. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of this episode. Like, subscribe, do all the great stuff, and yes, goodbye.